Welcome to Faith Talks. This is Nick and
Jason. Good morning.
Good morning. Of course, always, you're seeing this now on YouTube here. And, of course, follow us on YouTube and Facebook. And then also, if you want to listen just to audio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio and the church website.
That's right. And if you have questions that you want to share with us, if you want to come and be a part of Faith Talks, we would love for you to come and to share your faith journey. I think it really encourages each other to hear our faith journeys. And today we are very fortunate to have Steve Clouse, faithful church member and also state representative. We're so glad that you're with us. Welcome,
you,
Steve.
Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Steve, we've been talking about people's faith journeys, and I know that you've been here for a long time and you have a strong faith journey. It also impacts how you serve as a representative. Will you share with us about how you came to know Christ?
Well, thank you, Jason and Nick. I'm very fortunate from the standpoint that I had very good parents.
Wonderful parents. I knew your parents.
Oh, yeah. And they raised me and my sister in a faithful church-going family, and they required us to be at Sunday school. I have a 10-year perfect attendance pin when I was growing up here at the First United Methodist Church,
and he's still here.
That's
yes.
right,
he's still coming
here.
to Sunday school.
And I was
faithful.
Baptized here in 1956. So I was fortunate from that standpoint that a lot of people in today's age were not able to be raised or weren't raised in a church-going family, and they've had to catch up on what it means to be a Christian and to go to church and how to treat people. And, it's really helped me a lot serving in the legislature. We have so many different competing interests, so many controversies, so many tough moments dealing with people who are passionate about different issues or passionate about their personal situation, and having to weigh those issues and to come up with some type of fair decision or make some kind of plan to try to either help them or to deal with this particular issue. I'm a member of the Ozark Rotary Club, just like you are, Jason, and we have what we call the four-way test. And one of the planks there in that four-way test is it fair to all concerned? And I joke sometime about people that I'm sitting with at the table once we say that this would never work in Montgomery. Because it's not going to be fair to all concerned. But what we try to strive for is to make it as fair to those people as possible. In their mind, it may not have been fair, but try to make it as fair as possible to all concerned. And sometimes everybody feels like they weren't treated fairly. So then that's sort of a little running joke there within the legislature that if nobody's happy, then maybe we made the right decision. So anyway, but that's sort of what I try to lean on, and that a lot of that is taught to us in our Bible teachings about fairness, kindness, and about issues where there's a line drawn in the sand. How far? What is the line? What do you need to do in particular situations? And I raise the point sometimes to group I talk to about speed limits. We know that going 10 miles an hour on 231 is too slow, but on the other side of the coin, 90 miles an hour is way too fast. How do you decide what is that right speed limit? Is it 50, 55, 60? Those type issues there. Dealing with different businesses and industries, that's probably the majority of the things we do with is one business trying to get an advantage over their competition. And the competition is throwing back their particular argument on the other side, and that becomes a real test there. So you try to figure out that happy median, where that line is, and that has helped me a lot, being able to bring my Christian values into those arguments.
That is great. It's wonderful to hear. Some politicians, not you, Steve, but some, they'll start coming to church right before their election.
Right.
But Steve is here. He's faithful, not just before election, but he's always here, and we're grateful for that. We've talked about Philippians 1:6, the good work that he has started in you, how you came to know Christ. And we talk about salvation being a process, that he shall continue on. What has God been doing lately in your life, Steve?
Well, we all have burdens to bear, and so we have to deal with those burdens every day, and of course with our association with different people, and then with the association I have with a lot of different people that not necessarily friends, but constituents, associates, people that call me about particular issues, and there's a lot of burdens out there by a lot of people, So, being able to lean on my faith has been just invaluable to me,
Well, Steve, God has given you wonderful gifts and graces. You're a very calm person. You're a man of deep faith, and you've represented the people in this area so well. So proud of your service.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for all that you do for this area. I mean, you're such a great advocate for so many of the organizations that wouldn't be here without your representation, and we're grateful for that, Steve.
Well, I appreciate that, and we do have a lot of worthwhile organizations that we always need to be cognizant of making sure that they have the proper support. Our Vivian B. Adams School here in Ozark is just, it serves a 7-county area, and the families that go there that have people that are going there, I mean, it's just invaluable to them to give them some time during the day to take care of their business or go to work so they can make money to feed their families, and because it's just a 24/7 situation to deal with these family members that are clients there at Vivian B. Adams, and of course one thing that I've been proud of this last couple of years, and we finally got it open, was a mental health crisis center down in Dothan that serves the whole Wiregrass area, and this is only one out of 6 in the whole state. Not everywhere in the state has these services, and it's really a state-of-the-art facility, because so much of what we deal with, and I know you deal with, is mental health issues. And in the past, we've had situations where someone's having an episode, whether it's psychotic or bipolar or substance abuse, and the law enforcement takes them to an emergency room, and that they don't have the capacity to, all they can do is just try to get them calmed down, and 24 hours later they're back on the street, and the problem hadn't been solved. This new crisis center was someplace that they can stay over a 72-hour period, be examined by professionals, and determine what their problem is, and then get them to that proper physician or technician, professional that can deal with their issues and try to solve this problem.
See, and it's clear, Steve, that you have a heart for God and a heart for people. And what's great, I appreciate, is seeing how your faith impacts how you serve others. And I think that is just so vitally important. We keep our faith relevant and practical in living out our devotion to Jesus Christ. How long have you been serving as a representative, Steve?
Well, this is my 32nd year.
32nd
so
year.
I never thought I'd be here this long, so I don't know. I never thought I'd get reelected after I won the first thing.
You see?
So, it was sort of I think some folks were a little surprised when I won, but anyway, it's been a great experience. I get a little tired sometimes going back and forth to Montgomery and staying in hotel rooms during the week and that type thing. But it is worthwhile being able to help folks, back here in Dale and Houston County. So.
What's the greatest joy has been for you in serving so many years?
Well, being able to help
Help.
folks,
Mm-hmm.
that's been the most rewarding part. I kids sometimes that we get called a lot of names and get a lot of abuse, but I really do have a lot of folks that thank me
Mm-hmm.
for particular situations they've been helped with, and that means a lot when they thank you.
And it's so important to realize that ultimately that this life, this place, as grand as Ozark is, this is not our ultimate home.
That's right.
As a people of faith, we're pressing on. And in that verse it talks about that we shall press on to the day of Christ Jesus. I think about that yesterday and having
Right.
Chuck Allman's
That's right.
funeral. You were a pallbearer on that.
Mhm.
Appreciate that. And he lived his life in service to others. What is your hope of heaven, Steve?
Well, I would hope that I could aspire to be like Chuck. Chuck was an amazing person.
He was.
And I got to know him when he first came to Ozark, and he was certainly what we would call a mover and shaker in a lot of different areas, from starting the
Make a Difference
Make a
Day.
Difference Day that really gained some national prominence. It was one time featured in that little parade magazine that used to come
Yes.
in the Sunday newspapers, and he and my wife worked real hard for many years for the library, and he did so much with a lot of different entities. That did be Adams School too,
School.
Just takes people like that. And
Rescue
that's
mission,
that's
hospice
right.
volunteer.
Right, that's right. And his wife Pat, she did the same. But I would aspire to try to continue to emulate people like him, and to help those folks in need that we run into from time to time, and hopefully we'll have a reward waiting on us in heaven.
Yeah, so you're a mover and shaker, and too,
Right.
Steve, you really are, and
Right.
you have a heart for serving God and others. Tell us about your faith in Jesus Christ. Is that what you're looking for in getting you to heaven? Is that...
Well, it is, and I get up every morning and do my daily devotional and have daily prayer, and it helps put things in perspective. So
That is so true.
and try to just live day to day. It's hard to do. People say that all the time, but it's hard to live day to day. You got so many things. You got that calendar you're looking at, and you got this in 2 weeks, this in 3 days, and trying to juggle things around, and then that calendar gets messed up during the day because something emergency comes up, and you catch yourself trying to juggle a calendar in your mind. I got to be here at 2:30, here at 4:15, that type thing. And sometimes you lose perspective, and you have to just try to sit back and say, we got to put things back in perspective. And
Well, you set a good example for us. I know that you're very busy. You have got a lot of irons in the fire, but appreciate very much, Steve, your willingness to be with us here on Faith Talks.
Yeah, thank y'all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening, and thank you for watching.
Thank you.